On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything: culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 1.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Is that when you said blowjob on the radio?
Like 10 times. I'll tell you the story. I thought I was quitting. I bought 3 microphones, but I didn't pay attention to what I was buying. It's a 3-pack.
3-pack?
Oh, I have 9 microphones. What the hell am I going to do? Interview a baseball team? I'm tired of your fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? I'm tired of all of this nonsense that I just want no part of anymore. I'm going to do my own fucking thing. Fuck all of that.
2, 1, action.
What the hell, everything?
And we're back! Haha! What the hell, everything? Monday, July 24th, 2023, as I keep the sing-songy fucking delivery. Happy Monday! Happy What the Hell Everything Day. What the fuck's going on? My name is Smitty. Thank you for joining me. A lot has happened since the last podcast. It has been 2 whole weeks. A lot to ramble about. We're all fucked up physically. When I say we, I mean me. But a lot of shit to talk about. A lot of fun stuff happened. A lot of crazy things are happening. A lot of crazy things are always happening. First of all, again, thanks for joining me. If you so choose, you're watching this on YouTube, we are live today. Decided it was way easier than the whole record and upload thing. And you know, I'm all about ease lately. So if you are on the live stream on the tubes, then please throw a comment in. I will try to periodically shoot the shit, and if you so choose we can have fun conversations, side conversations. If you're watching, or excuse me, not watching, I'm not set up for that yet, but listening on Spotify or whatever your preferred podcast platform might be, please do the whole, you can rate podcasts, you can like and follow podcasts, please do. I'm getting a fun little trend of like spikes in the podcast, where on average, mostly, my stats look something like, little bumps. Little consistent bumps, on like a graph. And then every once in a while, it's like, bonk spike. Bonk spike. Every once in a while. And those are good little spikes to have. I don't know if that's one person just downloading a bunch of podcasts or what. The point of the story is that if you are checking out the podcast on a podcast platform, please consider just downloading it and checking it out on a commute or what the fuck ever. Let's go on a ride together. I could be your super stupid road trip podcast. As always, I'd like to start off with the word of the day. I don't have it on the word of the day right now. I don't have it on dictionary.com. I have it on the weather page for AccuWeather for Traverse City, Michigan. Currently 78 degrees. You don't give a fuck about that. Maybe you do. I don't want to assume. We all know what happens when you assume things. So let's go to dictionary.com, check the word of the day, and then see if at some point you can work it into the sentence. into a sentence. That's the word I'm looking for. Which is the best segment on this show for somebody that can't remember how to use words. Words of the day. Use it productively, but practically in a sentence in the podcast. Syncope. Nope, that's not how you pronounce that. Syncope. Syncope. Okay. Syncope. 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 It's like when I peed in my friend's sink once. Sorry, Brad. I was in a camper and fucking staying the night from this party. He's like, dude, you could sleep in the camper. I'm like, fucking A. And I woke up like 5 o'clock to go pee. It was a big camping party, you know? And I'm like, I gotta go outside to pee. And I couldn't get out of the fucking door. I couldn't figure out how the camper door worked at 5 o'clock in the morning while I was still fucking hammered. And I had to stand on one foot and then pee in the sink. Because I'm like, I could have went in the bathroom, I suppose. But, you know, 5 a.m. drunk logic says, this sink looks fantastic. Anyway, sorry about that, Brad. Syncope, meanings and examples. The medical term for fainting. Syncope. It is a noun, by the way. You knew that. Maybe you didn't. I don't want to assume. Syncope comes from the Greek word meaning cutting short. Syncope entered English between 1350 and 1400. Healthcare professionals often use specialized terms like syncope. It's that George Carlin soft language thing. To standardize medical care and communication. So it's just a bullshit medical word. Examples of syncope. The paramedics were called after the fan experienced syncope during the concert. The patient's frequent episodes of syncope prompted the doctor to recommend further evaluation. I'm going to syncope after hearing these stupid fucking words. There we go. I just did it. Anyway, that's the word of the day. What? My fucking back is so fucked up. I am broken. What day is today? Monday? So for the last 3 days. Saturday, it's like when I threw my back out putting my pajamas on. At this point, that was like 2009-ish, 2010-ish maybe. I threw my back out putting on fucking pajama pants. I'm just like putting them on. Ow! And just fell over on the bed. Saturday, though, I bought a watermelon. My parents' 50th anniversary was Saturday, so all the kids got together, had a cookout, and I was pretty much in charge of everything, you know, voluntarily. I'm like, hey, I'll do everything. Don't worry about all the things. So, like, whenever the fuck it was, maybe it was Friday. Saturday was the party, and I got it the day before. The point of the story is Friday when I was getting the watermelon out of the car like an idiot. You should know better, Smith. I had groceries in my left hand. I'm like, with my right hand, I'm going to pick up the watermelon. Bend down into the back seat of the car, use my legs as much as possible, and then just with one hand, pick the watermelon up. It's pretty big watermelon. And at some point, from then into getting in the house and putting the watermelon down, I think I was halfway in. And I don't know if I did it on the picking up or the walking in. I was like, I think I fucked something up. It's one of those things with the back where it just creeps up on you and you're like, I did something. But it was still okay. And all day it was there, you know, that tightness. You know you did something. And then that night, because I'm sleeping on the floor. My living situation currently is I'm guesting. And the room is not big enough for my queen-size bed. So I have my mattress pad down, but that's fucking it. It's like a 2-inch foam mattress pad. And typically, historically, anytime I've had back issues anyway, like laying on a hard floor, a hard surface, it makes it feel fucking better. You know, it's just something about that flat surface on a bad back. I was like, okay, I'll be good. I'm just going to lay down on this fucking floor. And as soon as I fucking laid down, it was like I just laid down. Pop! Oh, what the fuck, man. It was like instant. I haven't gone to the doctor, but it was instant. Where it was one of those where it hurts to roll over. It hurts to move. I didn't think I was going to be able to get up off the floor, Saturday morning, whatever the fuck it was.
I was just like, it's one of those where you have to do a little bit and then get used to it and then do another little bit. I can get up this much, and then putting on fucking shorts or anything is just like, you can't bend down. You gotta fucking just hold the shorts with one hand and then kick your leg over into it and then pull it up. It's this whole fucking to do. And then I got better Saturday. By the end of Saturday night, I'm like, okay, this is manageable. And then, like a fucking idiot, I laid down on the floor again to go to sleep, and just fucking the next morning, it was fucked up again. And then it's back to square one. Sunday night or Saturday night. By the end of Saturday night, it was fucking good again. It was not good again, but it's still there. But you can do shit all day. When I was working Friday and Saturday, I felt good. But then once you sleep on that fucking floor, and all yesterday, Sunday, same thing. Felt good. I'm like, well, I'm going to give it another go. So I'm not going to do that today because it is again. Just feel fucking broken. You know, what am I, 47? Creeping up on 50. It's just going to be back problems from here on out. The floor thing is not going to fucking last much longer, I don't think. Because I don't think I'm going to sleep on the floor tonight. Oh, boy. The misadventures of Smith. We do have somebody on the live stream. Hey, 91 in Georgia. Fuck that. Hey, Mickey, how you doing? I have not reacted to Lily X Madness yet. One day soon, perhaps. Mayhap happen. But thanks for joining me on the live stream. Appreciate it. But this fucking back thing. Honestly, today I'm on an edible, you know, and it's making it way more tolerant than it was yesterday. Tolerable than it was yesterday. It almost made it. It hurt so bad, especially on day one, that I was like, it's hard to even take a shit. Because you just got to squeeze those sphincter muscles, and those are like the same back muscles that you use when you're shitting. And I'm just like, man, this sucks. It hurts so bad I can't poop. What was the word of the day? I was going to try to work that in. It hurts so bad I might syncopate. I'm pretty sure I'm using that word incorrectly. That ain't the right fucking word of the day. What did I do? Oh, I did want to scroll down the YouTube feed a little bit and see if there was anything worth the fuck to talk about. Oh, okay, I know. That I don't have the story up in front of me. I wish I did. Was it a North Korean defector? When my dad talked to me about it, he's like, yeah, the fucking idiot, North Korea, somebody just went up from the JSA, Joint Security Administration. Am I saying that right? I don't know if I am. I think JSA is the wrong term for that. The point of the story is somebody on the border of North Korea just fucking started running across the border in North Korea. And it turned out, I think, because I did read a little bit about it, that it was this dude who was up for some sort of military justice, going to be court-martialed, going to have a section what? I forgot the term already. And he was getting ready for a flight home, and he ditched the security that he was with, the people who were escorting him, caught a fucking tour bus to, is it Panmunjom? That could be the correct term. And then just started running over to North Korea. And talking to my dad about it, you know, he was of the opinion that, like, yeah, him and that Brittany Grimes character or person or whatever he said. And I'm like, first of all, that's apples and fucking oranges. First of all, if I'm ever caught in a country where I did something fucking stupid and I'm facing 9 years of hard labor, please do what you can to get me the fuck out of there. If somebody willingly runs across the border to North Korea, that's a bit different and way more funny. You know? Way more funny, which I'm sure is not even the correct way to use that phrase. What a dummy, though. Because, like, I was in the Army, and I was stationed in not North Korea, but South Korea, and I could see the North Korean flag from my fucking barracks, man. I was right there. I am well aware and well-versed in that area, and you gotta
you got to mean that shit. If you're if you're running over across the border north into North Korea, you got to mean to do that shit. But what do you think he thought was going to happen, and then what is realistically happening to this guy? Because I could see a couple different ways. Because he's American. So either A, they're going to make life really hard on him because he's an American, they're going to make an example out of him. Or B, the Dennis Rodman effect with Kim Jong, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. I forget half the time. Where he's going to be like, oh, you're American and you're ditching these guys. Come on in. Like, there's no way that guy is going to be able to speak intelligently about any kind of like security details or any something that a spy would provide. That fucking dipshit isn't going to have anything intelligence-wise to give him, you know? And how quickly they find that out remains to be seen. But reality versus what you thought was going to happen. It's fascinating. It is fucking fascinating. You know what else is fascinating is I was scrolling the news feed a little bit. It's not even surprising. Or it's not like I can't say I didn't see that one coming. What was that fucking bullshit country artist Jason Aldean, which I have thought for years and years and years and years and years. It is not current events that are making me say these things. Newfangled country music, when I just referred to as bro redneck fucking country bullshit, purposely avoid that at all costs in my life. When I got into radio, that was like, there's no way I could do country music because I'm just going to take a shit on its singers and artists and music the whole time. I can only fucking deal with hearing about trucks and God and fucking beer so often. Okay? And how good you think your fucking small town is. You know, as somebody from a small town, the bustling metropolis of fucking Rapid City, Michigan, just fucking hearing this shit my whole fucking life, man. You know, shit like that don't happen in a small town. Shit like this don't happen here. Shut the fuck up. You know? I didn't, and purposely have not listened to it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fucking check the lyrics out. And it was about what I expected, you know? You can do this, you can't do this, you can't fucking carjack somebody in a small town, you can't do this in a small town, and it's insinuating that you get your ass kicked or you'll get dealt with. So the lyrics are one thing, the content's one thing. But then, when you film your fucking video, at least from what I've read, the Tennessee state capital, I don't know if it was Tennessee, it was one of those fucking bullshit capitals. Where, you know, filmed where people got lynched, either knowingly or unknowingly. I'm going to go with knowingly. You probably knew that shit fucking happened. You know? And you're just like, all right, I see what you're doing. I see where you're going with this. And just the inability of people to recognize their own fucking bullshit. I've been pretty good lately in my life, I think, of recognizing my own bullshit, you know? Recognizing when I'm wrong, trying to figure out ways to get better, trying to have empathy for things I didn't have empathy before. Is that fucking called woke? I think it might be, you know? But these motherfuckers, it's the same thing when you see political ads that say something along the lines, and I'm going to use Northern Michigan as the example because that's where I live. Political ads that say something along the lines of, we reflect your Northern Michigan values. Well, what the fuck kind of values are you talking about? You know, I'm from a small town too. I'm from Northern Michigan, and I sure as fuck don't have the same values you have. You know, insinuating by that fucking bullshit song, and echoed by so many fucking rednecks in small towns all across this fucking country. And again, I live in a small town, but I'm calling the bullshit out when I fucking see it. You know, where there's just this idea that you're more inherently good because you live in a small town. And that shit doesn't happen here, even though all kinds of fucked up shit happens in small towns that people turn blind eyes to all the fucking time. You know what I mean?
it makes me fucking laugh. Because I can see right through it. You know? I can see right fucking through it. And it's hilarious to me that this shit even gained, that we're at the point where we're at now, where it's just clashing all the time. You know, it's so fucking divided, and this don't happen here, and fuck you, and all of these fucking vibes, man. I don't know if it's apathy on my part, where I'm just like, I don't care because I do care. It's hard to care when it doesn't seem like not too many people give a fuck. You know, all kinds of fucked up shit happens in small towns, man. I only laugh because my brain just went south. Man, I saw, I don't know why it amazed me. It was like seeing a unicorn. I was at Flapjack Shack in Traverse City the other day, and I saw nuns. I think for the first time. I am just about 50 years old, and I've never seen nuns in real life when it wasn't fucking Halloween. It'd be like seeing like actual cowboys walk into Flapjack Shack, you know what I mean? It's the same thing with people wearing fucking cowboy hats and cowboy boots when you're not fucking cowboy. It's like, stop it, it's not Halloween. But I've never seen nuns before in real life, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, oh, they're going to sit down and eat just like regular people. Of course they are. I was fascinated. I watched these nuns eat their breakfast at Flapjack Shack for probably 20 minutes until I got up and left, and was just like, wow, they're just eating like regular people. Yes, they are. They are just regular people. I'm sure they don't beat the shit out of their students anymore, right? Nuns? I'm sure they all didn't do that. That's generalizing. I don't want to do that. Man, I have a couple really incredible fucking stories. I wish I would have brought a couple pictures up to accompany these stories, but I didn't have them up. But my main gig, when I'm not doing all this wonderful content, is at Bourbon 72 Steakhouse in Williamsburg, Michigan. It's at the Turtle Creek Casino, and I bartend and wait tables, and I make great money, and I got benefits, and worked there years and years, more than 20 years ago. And I like working for the casino. They're a great company. They take care of their people, and the crew that I work with is super awesome. Switching from bartending to more or less waiting tables has been a bit different. Historically, in my life, I've not waiting tables is not something that I did very often. I did 20 years ago when I worked at Mountain Jack's. Took me a long time to learn how to multitask as far as food goes and doing all these things. And I'll tell you, it is one of the hardest jobs I've ever had in my life. Waiting tables, bartending while waiting tables too. But I've been killing it, you know. I like to put it like this. Any job I have, especially if I know what I'm doing, if I have some sort of learning curve to train and figure things out, at some point, I'm going to fucking kill it. Because as long as I know what I'm doing, I'm one of the hardest working people you're ever going to fucking meet. I would dare anybody to work harder than me at anything. And then I'm very, very personable. You know, I like to shoot the shit and talk to people, you know. So I'm killing it at this position. And I had the nicest old Irish couple. I posted about this on my personal Facebook page. And I had the nicest old Irish couple who were in their 80s and 90s. He was 84 or 85, immigrated to Chicago from Ireland in the 60s. She was 90, and the first part of dinner service, when I was taking drink orders from them and all these things, I'm like, oh man, they got an accent. It sounds like it could be Irish. And I wasn't going to ask. It just felt weird. And I've waited on Irish people before at the bar, and it's always, I check their IDs, and I'm like, oh, they're Irish.
But that's a dick move to be like, hey, guess what? I'm going to Ireland in a few years, and just so you know, you feel like a dick. You're not going to pimp your podcast to people while you're waiting on fucking tables. Historically, every once in a while, the conversation turns to something where I'm like, okay, I'll tell people about that aspect then. But this instance, I think he had said something about, they were Irish. And I'm like, okay, I thought so. And then I was just like, okay, I'm going to start talking to these guys about my trip coming up in a couple years where I hike Ireland for a year, do town history podcast. And they were fucking enthralled with the idea. They loved it. And what I'm learning about Ireland is just how in tune most Irish people are with their history. It's not the same as the United States, especially nowadays. There's a lot of history that people like turn fucking blind eye to, especially in the United States, or ignore. But it doesn't necessarily seem to be that way in Ireland. People are very in tune with their history. There is like a love affair, especially with people that have were forced to immigrate, either in like the 1800s from the famine, or during the 60s and 70s during the Troubles in Northern Ireland. People are just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But they love talking about it. And it was like a fucking, my dream scenario when I go to Ireland is to just talk to people about Ireland and have them love to have the conversation, to be engaged. And anything I've ever seen from like Irish people, and they call it the good crack. And I busted out that good crack line on that guy at the restaurant, and he was like, oh, you know good crack? I'm like, yes, I do. It's all about the good crack. And I think it is something where, what I've noticed, it's not like this in the United States. People are fucking uptight as shit in the United States. I just had a comment on some fucking reaction video I did from some person that says, don't swear, it's bad. And I haven't come up with a smart ass response to that yet, but I'm fucking gonna. But people in Ireland, and a lot in Europe too, but Ireland specifically, there is such a lack of give a fuck about like that aspect, swearing or something like that, That old man at the restaurant even said fuck. Something about ads, you can have a good fucking time. And I'm like, yeah! It was everything I've wanted and fantasized about for years now, about what it's going to be like and what are the people going to be like when I talk to them and things like that. And it could not have been any just better, from the fantasy to the reality aspect, where they just love talking about it. And at the end of the night, and this lady had said this several times, she was 90. She's like, I want to write out like all the things to do for you. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to do that. Like I have like this whole Google document full of fucking things to check out. And I wasn't going to tell her that. She was being very nice, but she insisted. She's like, I want to write out an itinerary for you. I'm like, that's super awesome. And actually, the old man had commented, he's like, you could have got her a bigger piece of paper. She's just busting my balls a little bit, the good crack. And I did just get her like tiny notebook paper, one sheet. And I was like, well, I don't have any big sheets of paper around here. But it's just like on this little notepad. And she just wrote all, the things to see, Cliffs of Moher in County Clare, and stay at this bed and breakfast in Doolin, and all these things. And she tagged it with, enjoy your vacation. And it was like the best tip I got all night. I made good money that night, But the personal things are always a little bit better. It's the little things more than the big things, And I actually have that saved in my wallet. I don't know if I'm going to frame it ever, but it was really, really nice. And just to see their faces light up when I was talking about what the project's going to be and, how much I already know about Irish history that I'm soaking up over the last year or so, you could tell that they were fucking kind of down for it, just for the idea of the project. I don't necessarily expect an 80 and 90-year-old person to watch my podcast, but they're like, oh, we're going to come back in a couple days. We're going to find you, and we'll exchange phone numbers. I'm like, we can if you want. That would be cool. But it was so cool. It was like the best night I've had working there this week anyway. Also at work, man, this story. I got to keep names out of this story. Specifically, mainly because I work at the casino and there's privacy issues. You know, you don't want to like out people for being at the casino or whatever. But as awesome of a story as that was with the old Irish couple and my superb customer service, this is an opposite side of the spectrum story where my poor customer service shone through. And I only mean it like this. I gave them good service for dinner and everything, and I gave them their bill. And about 25 or 30 minutes later, my coworker came up with the bill, and he's like, hey, these people said that you haven't come back in a while. And I was just like, oh, fuck. We were so busy in the restaurant, and it's not an excuse. It's just a reason where we were so busy in the restaurant. I was slamming. And I was like, I know I had set their bill down, and for some reason I had thought that I'd cashed it out already, and I thought we were done. And didn't look over at this table like an a-hole. Well, I don't know why I didn't. I didn't look over this table for the next 20 to 30 minutes, and I was doing another bill or some other order or something when he put that check down, and I was just like, oh, shit. Just thinking about like what I could say to these people when I bring them their bill back, and I had all this time to think about it. And as soon as I got that done, and I got the bill, and I did the thing, and I'm like, okay. And what was funny is there's like a straight walk from where I was walking to where they were sitting, and they could see me coming the whole way, and it was like this path of doom. And I just got up on the table, and I set the bill down, and you guys, I'm like, I feel so horrible for you sitting there and this and that, and I just apologized. I'm like, have a great night. You guys were awesome. I'm sorry for this experience and this and that. And they still tipped me, which was great because I don't know if I deserved it. I made them wait 20 to 30 minutes to take care of the bill like an a-hole. But they still tipped me, so it was really nice of them on their part. And then I'm thinking I might have known this girl from somewhere. I was like, where do I know her from? She's a really good-looking blonde. And I'm like, where do I know her from? I feel like she looks like this certain, like, sports journalist for this regional, I'm keeping all the names out of it like a dickhead, from this regional sports channel. I'm like, I think I followed this girl on Instagram, maybe? And I don't know if it was this person. She just looked strikingly like this famous sports reporter. And she was there with boyfriend, husband, friend, I don't know. And that was that. And I was just like, I didn't think about that at the time, but they both, I think, came back into the restaurant. I'm pretty sure it was them that came back into the restaurant the next day or 2 days after. I didn't wait on them. I don't think they requested to not have me, but they didn't get me as a server. I was like, damn it, I could have proved myself the second go around. But the point of the story is that second time that they were in, I looked at them a couple times. They were actually sitting right next to the table that I was waiting on, and I was wondering the whole time, were they judging me? As I'm at this table, I was trying to kill it at this fucking table, knowing that they were sitting there watching, knowing I fucked up the other night. And after that, I was like, oh, she looks just like this person. Looks just like this person. And then I went to her Instagram, and I'm like, and this person's Instagram was showing Instagram photos of like what has to be Northern Michigan lakes, beautiful lakes and things and cookouts and things. And I'm like, I think that was them. I think that was her in there that I gave terrible fucking service to. It's not ideal, and it's not really funny, but it's kind of funny, It's not something I strive to. You're not going to get anywhere in life if you're giving shitty service, Smith, You gotta, but you can't take yourself so seriously that you get upset, And I don't. Let's see. What else? What fuck else? I'm going to, what am I going to watch tomorrow? I'm going to watch Oppenheimer. I'm stoked for that. It looks fantastic. I am not going to watch the Barbie movie, which I'm sure looks fantastic. And all sorts of people have said it looks great. It's just not something I'm interested in personally. But I am going to watch Oppenheimer. I did watch Indiana Jones a couple weeks ago, and I got to say, I liked it. Because Indiana Jones movies don't suck. Even like Crystal Skull, Temple of Doom is probably one that some people think is not as good as the other two specifically. But I liked it. I liked the additions to the cast. I like Mads Mikkelsen. There was just something, and I don't want to give any spoilers away at all. But, like, there was a lot of CGI, especially in the first scene, or the first act, rather. And I'm like, I don't know how much that sat with me. Didn't really impact me. I kind of caught myself just staring at it, going, what are they doing? What's going on? It has to be the end Indiana Jones for Harrison Ford, first of all. I'm curious if they keep that franchise going, and how they would. But the ending was, good. There was something about that last... Do I want to say anything about time travel? Is that a spoiler? You're like, what? What? But it was a good Indiana Jones movie. I would watch it again, and I would probably like it more than I did the first time, even though I liked it and didn't hate it. But there was a lot of moments that were just like, I didn't know how I felt about it. But it was a good Indiana Jones movie. What I did watch and fall in love with is it's on fucking Netflix, man. And I got to finish the show. Chimp Empire. Easily, as I've watched 3 out of the 4 episodes, easily one of the greatest nature documentaries I've ever watched. I don't know how the fuck they get this footage, man, of these guys, of these chimps. The biggest, the biggest chimpanzee tribe. That's the best way to put it. I don't know. In Africa, I think it's Nagogo, I want to say, is how you say that, in the rainforest there, and hundreds of fucking chimps, and battling against neighboring tribes of chimps, and again, I don't know how they get this footage, and anybody that can watch this, and doesn't think that these creatures are intelligent as fuck. I mean, they strategize. They eat meat. They're not vegetarians. I fucking think it's hilarious, the people that think that chimps don't eat meat. The way that they portrayed all these chimps eating meat as where they kill these monkeys that come up into their trees and they fucking murder these monkeys for food, which is hunting. It's not murder necessarily. But the way that they use meat as like a political tool, where chimps that are in the clique, you can come in and get some of this, and every once in a while a chimp will try to come in and be part of the clique, the leadership council, or whatever the fuck. And either they'll let him in or they won't, and it is fucking fascinating. And I don't know how people can't watch that and see the connection that humans have with chimpanzees. What is it, 98 point something % of DNA we share with chimpanzees? So I don't know how you can't watch that and be like, okay, I can kind of see how evolution worked. I can kind of see it. People, we didn't evolve from fucking chimps. No, we didn't evolve from chimps. They're our cousins, dipshit. Another Netflix documentary, which is so fucking fascinating, I don't even know what to do. I'm going to try to watch it again soon. And that's Unknown Cave of Bones. You want to question everything you thought you knew about humans, man. I'm going to get some of this wrong and probably sound stupid. Wait for it. Is it? God damn it! Now I got to look this up because I just sound like a fucking idiot after just saying homo. Homo naledi. Homo naledi is a human ancestor that they really only discovered like 9 years ago, somewhere in South Africa. And I say human ancestor and not an ape, even though we are apes. The thumbs were they showed that they stood upright, and then the thumbs were not prehensile like an ape's thumbs necessarily. A human ancestor, and they found that these human ancestors, if it's accurate, and I'd like to throw that out, even though the evidence that they showed in this fucking documentary is so compelling. I think I saw, scientists debunked this cave of bones shit. What do you mean debunked? I didn't read it. I may at some point. But I don't even know how to describe this. There is this cave in South Africa that houses, for lack of a better term, the dug graves of all of these Homo naledi. Showing that this is the first time, because they were dug graves, they were grave sites, that anything other than humans have some sort of ritualistic burials. And they showed further evidence in the documentary that not only were they doing advanced human type burial practices, ritualistic burial practices, but they had fire and may have done cave art, carvings in cave art, suggesting some fucking way, shape, or form that they believed in a higher power as well. And it was just so, again, fucking compelling, man, that I don't really know how you could debunk it. I'm sure if it's wrong, it will be debunked and should be debunked if it's wrong. But so quickly? How are you going to, how do people, this fucking documentary just showed up on Netflix. I want to say 2 to 3 years ago, they found this cave of bones and realized they were grave sites, and they documented this whole expedition to go down into this crazy, insane, tight as fuck cave that no one is ever going to get me in, ever. I didn't even really think I was a claustrophobic person that much until I watched that shit. And I'm like, fuck that. But showcasing how these Homo naledi would have traversed this cave system to get down into this big, big fucking cavern where they were burying their own was so incredible, fucking cool, and definitely deserves a rewatch on my end, because I like to learn things, and it was fucking fascinating. Maybe I have to read some of those debunked things just so I can debunk those, which I am not qualified to do. Not in one single fucking bit. Sports, what the fuck's going on in sports? Lions are at fucking training camp. We're on day 3, I think, now of the Lions Super Bowl aspirations for 2023. She can't fucking wait for them. That's about it. That's all I got today. I did not. And if you do, I did not syncope. I did not faint. But what I am going to do is go get some fucking grub and a couple beers and hopefully get this fucking back worked out. I think we're sleeping on the chair tonight. I think that's what's going to happen. Okay. That does it for me. Anybody on the live stream still? No, not now, even though Mickey chimed in earlier, and it was great to see you, and great to hear from you, Mickey. And I'm out. I promise I'm not going to talk anymore.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch!
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out!
Good night, ladies.
everything.